Floor to throw
is our crew chief, Ed Malloy. Mark Lindsay also working the game. Kata
him in a lot of pick and rolls to get to see how his conditioning is. Nice job by Kata.
Screen set by Embiid on Brown. Maxey getting inside. Embiid first touch to the basket, and he draws a foul on Kata. And
to see the big.
He's got both. Zora will give you the details as we go through this first quarter about Embiid's return to play after the surgical procedure done on April 9th. Tatum, Hauser, fake for a three, and a Hauser two is off. They're rare. So many of his shots are from deep. Kelly Oubre Jr., who's a question in the lineup tonight with his injury, gets the start for Philadelphia. Embiid screens again with Maxey. Embiid thinking about it, taking it. Rebound by Tatum, who played 42 minutes in game 3. It's less than a year after the Achilles surgery, the rupture, the repair, the return. Brown from the top.
He was in a drop at the free throw line, which gave up that wide open air ball look for Brown.
Paul George, no rebounds in game 3. Working from the outside, taking White. Edge come out of the corner for 3. Hauser on the rebound for Boston. You look at this Philly team on the floor. It's a good team.
Oh, yeah.
Really good team. They just haven't been together much. Can they bring it together on a moment's notice? White works inside. Kata, 2 dunks, both Boston baskets.
And what I love what Boston has done in the Missoula era. I mean, these big guys like White and then Brown, they're so good in the high screening rolls of probing the defense. Look at that. Look how many pump fakes there is right there by Joel Embiid.
Tracy McGrady is attended in the pregame show. It's just a difference. Like the ball is just not going up and down the floor. Kata, the screen out top, and Embiid fouls him on the way to the basket.
Bench. He does have that one foul, but the head has to be on a swivel.
Kata splits the pair. George the rebound. The speed of Maxey and Edgecombe are so much a part of what the Sixers do. Embiid joins the play, gets stripped. Gets
throw 2 more free throw team. This is a guy that's going to help your team get into the bonus. Knees as well. This is a guy that's playing through a lot of injuries, and he's out here being a gamer.
He has over the years, but you know the talent. 7 times an All-Star, 5 times All-NBA. In addition to the MVP we mentioned earlier. Vucevic curled as he's in now for Kata. Tatum from the outside, working on Paul George. Spins, turns. Shot off the mark, Embiid the board for Philly. Here is Oubre. Settling in for 3. Jaylen Brown's got the board for Boston. Philadelphia, nothing from the field yet, 0 for 4. Celtics 2 of 5 early on. Want to watch White in his threes. Been cold from deep during the season and the series so far. Brown, White, 3. Not even close.
He has been struggling all series. What is that, 5 for 26 now for White.
Paul George working on White. Taking a little step back 2.
Yeah, but I like it. That was vintage Paul George in that mid-range area.
Brown trying to get inside, got hooked by George. A lot of contact, no call. 3 Sixers the other way. Oubre, Embiid!
He's moving all right.
And the place is alive with everything he does. Hard hedge out on Tatum. Vucevic rolls, clock at 8. This one off the back plate and in for Boston's 3rd field goal. All 3 from their centers. Only 1 shot for Edgecombe and Maxey. Maxey their top scorer. Top 5 scorer in the league. Different feel offensively here for Philadelphia. Oubre on the spin on Hauser. To the basket, can't finish. Last touch, Vucevic.
The run and finish. What a start here for Joel.
At least the first 4.5 minutes. Out to bump White. Edgecombe 1 more. Oubre trade. Philly has opened 1 of 8 from the field, and they've missed all 4 from deep. George and Tatum physically at each other. Look over at Mark Lindsay by Paul George. The official said, "You're playing physical too." Vucevic, no. Second try, yes.
How good was the Vooch in game 3? Off the bench for those early foul troubles with Keita. 31 minutes.
George and Embiid, a little two-man game. Embiid gonna go at Vooch.
That's too easy. Too easy for the big fella. Just establishing dominance in that paint.
He has all 8 of the Sixer points. This is out of bounds. The days of positionless basketball, Reg. Every point in this game has been scored by a center. Whether Vucevic and Keita for Boston or Embiid for Philadelphia. It remains that way after the Jordan
games without him. And inserting him is a little bit easier because he's such a huge target down low. Here again, look at all the attention that comes his way once he gets 2 feet in the paint.
Brayton, no. Peyton Pritchard checking into the game for the Celtics, tips it out. Pritchard a good game 3, so important for Boston with Brown, Tatum, White, Vucevic. A lot of attention to Brown. Pritch, deep 3. Nope. White the back tap, Brown the re-tee. Celtics surrounded that 3-point line. Edgecombe got a hand on it. 5-on-4 advantage Boston. Late clock Vucevic. Rebound Pritchard inside for 2.
The littlest guy on the floor cleaning up the glass here. 45 to 53s. The threes aren't falling early on for the Celtics.
Edgecombe with a fake. Use the attention to Embiid. Made that an easier shot for the rookie.
Yeah, definitely having number 21 on the floor here for the Sixers is going to open up some pockets for Edgecombe and Maxey.
On the switch here, it's the other way around, and Edgecombe has to take the foul on Vucevic.
Playoff basketball, it slows down, becomes a little bit more half court, so that will favor having Embiid back.
And Boston plays at the slowest pace in the league. Tatum was held, and that's Edgecombe's second. Should work it inside. Bounce to Garza, let everybody go by and got hit. And some quick fouls here on Philadelphia. Boston Celtics made history about those players. Garza game 2 win. George had a good one in that one. Knocks down a 3 here with the Sixers on top after Boston beat them here by 8 in a tight game 3. Pritchard free for 3. Got them all. Peyton Pritchard. Feels like a difference maker, Reg, when he's on the floor and he's going. Feels like those are the nights the C's get it done.
Maxey has not taken a shot yet here in this first quarter.
The good defender Jordan Walsh on him. Tatum guarding Oubre. Corner pitch, a corner 3 for Drummond. He had the dagger 3 that clinched the play-in game to slide Philadelphia up to the 7th spot. Pritchard feeling it. Do it again. You do it on YouTube 1,000 times. Paul George trying to do it again. Tatum the rebound. Celtics move the court. Tatum spinning, feeling it. Tatum to the basket. Zora Stevenson. The Celtics continue their first quarter dominance in this series as they had taken a 34-18 lead on Philadelphia. With defense of 3 seconds, and Shireman lingering in the lane too long.
Austin, think about this. You've got Jaylen Brown, who that shows you the depth of Joe Mazzulla in this Boston team.
Grimes checking in for Philly. Embiid a 3, it's off. Rebound by Jaylen Brown. Only 1 shot so far in this game. Pritchard had the hot quarter. Tied his career high for first quarter points. That time the length of Barlow able to deflect it. The hit ahead to Barlow. Had nothing. Embiid joins the play. Rimmed it out. Paul George, the guard on Brown. Tatum played the whole first quarter. Brown had a long break. Doesn't make his second attempt of the night. It's 5-on-3 the other way if Philly goes. George bumped by Hauser. One more to Edgecombe. BJ off on the 3.
Continues to struggle from 3. Was 0 for 7 in game 3. Started 0 for 2 night. 0 for 5 in game 1.
Has a good game in game 2 with 30 points.
That's where he found his stroke. 6 of 10 from downtown.
Shireman stepping back. He missed the 3. Embiid the board. Embiid, George, Edgecombe, the starters. Quentin Grimes and Barlow on the floor as Embiid misses again here. Now 3 of 8. You know, it's here the phone's ringing on WIP, Philadelphia Sports Talk. Was it right to bring him back already? Foul.
You got to play through it. And as a player, there's one thing that sometimes a death sentence when you're up early, because it gives the team a lot of time, a lot of missed free throws here early on by Boston.
Boston has missed 6. They're 5 of 11, as you see at the line. If Jaylen Brown to miss a pair, an 80% shooter, grabs your attention. Door stays ajar a bit. Here it's George. He's off. The Sixers hold from the field. 6 of 23 to start this one. Brown is mad. He wants to take matters into his hands. Shireman off on the 3. This quarter has started with 2 cold teams. Brown tries to change it, and he does. Point Boston lead. Embiid swings it. Hauser guarding. The rookie VJ Edgecombe doing work. Cannot find it. 1 of 4 from the field here tonight. 15 minutes, 19 points for Philadelphia. Not enough in the game 4 when you're down 2-1. Brown lost it. Got it back, 6 to shoot. Pritchard doing the dribble dance. Triple time.
Not right. This kid is not right tonight. Moving a 7-footer.
Pritchard has 18. Part of a great start by the Celtics bench, although he is the 6th man of the year. And often will close games for Joe Mazzulla. Maxey just trying to get some rhythm inside for Bono. Turned it over. Boston ball. West Lynn High School in Oregon, 4 state titles. College star in the Pacific Northwest. That time, White has it taken away by Grimes to the basket. Quentin Grimes trying to get something going here for this Sixers team. Just 6 points here in the first 5.5 of the second quarter. Pritchard left free. That one off. Slapped out by Queta. Sixers ball. That's Reg if he likes a heat check. Absolutely. Come on. Okay, can the Sixers get some flow and offense? Grimes had a dunk. Missed the 3. Bono crashed the glass, but it's taken away by Derek White and Boston. Trying to get back home up 3-1. Brown sees 2. Pritchard again. Closeout comes. He goes to the lane and finds Brown for 3. Edgecombe nearly had it taken away by Jaylen Brown. Maxey and Edgecombe, not a lot of shots. Just 6 for them in the first 1.5 quarters. That's 8 possessions on some Sixer nights. George. George 1 of 6. George, Edgecombe, and Maxey each has 1 field goal. Can't win a playoff game like that. Hauser lines it up. White keeps it alive. Offensive glass killing the Sixers. Hauser a 3. The screen. Grimes, nice feed. And a dead Bono.
Getting ready to check in himself.
See if he gets Pritchard. Pritchard's pass for Brown. Maxey guarding. Hauser, still time on the clock. Sam inside. Celtics bench wanted the call. Away. Grimes, bumped by Pritchard. Behind the back to Bono. Over Tatum. And
especially during the absence of Tatum early on.
Today, we've got to rebound the basketball. When I go back to the first quarter when the Celtics had like 4 offensive rebounds in a row, that's not something he wants.
Or excuse me, this series. Good at shooting that 3. And what did Nick Nurse say? 1, maybe 2. We gave up 5 in game 3 from those offensive rebounds.
Tatum with Vucevic. Oh, nice patience by Tatum. Embiid, second effort. Step back to the line. Can White get hot? Yes, he can. 5 of 26 from deep until that one, and add to the second chance points after the Embiid deflection. 18-point game. Kelly Oubre inside. His second effort. Boston on the glass. And with a pep in their step, Tatum lost it. Pushed to the ground as he got hit and contacted.
Here during the playoffs.
Exactly, Reg. 20 games, 16 in the regular season. Game 4 now here in the postseason for Tatum. Brown still looking to get going, still struggling. 1 of 5 on the night. Tatum's 1 of 6. Boston's plus 18 in this game 4. Maxey, he can't get going, but he got fouled. Vucevic hits him on the way to the goal. That'll be his. As he does that, we'll tell you the playoff schedule continues next on NBC. Oklahoma City tries to close out Phoenix. That game's on Peacock and NBCSN. And then on NBC after Detroit-Orlando, it's Minnesota-Denver in Game 5 of that headline-making series. Tatum, a 3, is off. More on the games, all those series, NBA.com, the NBA app. Keep you updated as we get busy here tonight, tomorrow night, and Tuesday night at the Garden for Knicks Atlanta, Game 5. It is 3-on-1. Brown to the basket. Can't finish. One of the stars in the Celtics are struggling. Can the Sixers take advantage? Embiid denied. The great blocking effort of White continues.
Man cave. That's the ultimate man cave right there.
Reg, we have a game in New York on Tuesday. I can send you to the replay center tomorrow night if you'd like.
Oh,
I'm sure the officials would be thrilled to have you hanging out with them. That's not a foul.
Hang out with my guy, Monty McCutcheon. Love him.
Luka Garza, a 3. Headline.
That is the 7th different Celtic that has made a 3 in this first half, Mike.
And their bench, Reg, has 32. And the Sixers have 32. Garza foul. On the defense. And Embiid a little bit slow, rotating back out to Garza. Embiid has played 15 minutes. He's got 10 points to lead Philly. He's got a nice pass in there. They'll get Tyrese
Maxey.
5th leading scorer in the league. 21, 29, 31 in the first 3 games of this series. And ready to roll here in the 3rd quarter. Down to 15. As Reg likes to remind you, usually a couple of runs in a team, especially a home team in the playoffs. Let's see if Philadelphia starts the half with 1 and tightens this baby up. Tatum, physical, 1 leg, and 1. Ooh, both get going to start the 3rd. Here's
to a lot of our problems. They're down in that category, 30-16, in a recurring theme, right, guys? And then on offense for the Celtics, he said they're really moving, and he said, I feel like my team is a step behind. Offensively for the Sixers, well, it's a make-or-miss league, right? He said we got to knock down some shots.
Tatum hasn't knocked out here.
Open up those driving lanes for Maxey and those post moves for Embiid. If Edgecombe can kind of get going offensively.
Brown working inside, contact with Maxey. Early on in your career,
a lot of officials will swallow their whistles more so this time of year. It took me, a few series, a few years to match that physicality.
Nice job, George, getting inside. Put Kate onto the rim for 2.
And it's almost weird that we're not saying Paul George needs to be a little bit more aggressive offensive. This is the guy who will probably be a Hall of Famer. He took a shot there for Jaylen Brown.
Covers defensively. Hauser out of the corner, missed a 3. Embiid on the board and is fouled. Fouls. Similar to the story in Game 3 for Cato. He's got the rebound here. He only had 13 minutes because of his foul trouble in Game 3. This guy plays 25 minutes per game. Brown steps into one, knocks it down.
Nice pass there from Tatum to Brown. So they're daring Edgecombe to take shots.
Can't get going. 1 of 7. Rookie in the playoffs against a team with a good defensive constitution in Boston. 4th best defensive rating in the league. BJ picks up the foul. Oklahoma City, Detroit, San Antonio.
And let's remember, he is a rookie under these bright lights.
20-point lead. George got in the passing lane as he was guarding Tatum. Edgecombe sees a couple as Embiid at the top. Building, yelling at him to shoot it. Embiid will. A miss.
And Joe Mazzulla will live with that all day long. If Embiid's going to beat you from the 3-point line, then so be it.
Edgecombe gets that one. Maxey so fast. Chased down by the tremendous defense of White. He blocks for a guard as well as anybody you'll see.
Maybe all time.
Numbers to back it up as well. Maxey hounding Jaylen Brown. Oubre came over. Jump ball. Look at that in the regular season. Maxey thought he had two a moment ago. Boston gets back quickly with their defense again.
Look at the pursuit.
Maxey looking for the bump in the body. Play on. Philly fans don't like it. Brown wide open. Maxey comes to get it. Foul. Hauser. Oubre just chucked him there. It was just two hands. Knocked him down. Speaking of knock it down, Jaylen Brown. And in the early going to the third, he has seven. Seven of the
First quarter by Brown coming alive now.
Pick him up and being off the mark. He is 3 of 12 from the field after the good start. Natives getting restless in South Philly. Brown's got the last 7 for Boston.
That's all rust for Embiid.
Tatum pops free. Wide open. Triple. Timeout, Philadelphia.
And another 3, getting 2 feet in the paint.
Drive inside. Nothing for Edgecombe, who continues to struggle to take that three-point advantage even further as White can't knock one down. He has been. Boston doesn't lose the timeout. They're charged one because mandatory. Each team has to take one in the half. Celtics can still challenge. Sixers out the rest of the game. Sixers need a lot more than challenge. They're down 26. PJ Edgecombe desperate to get going. Got to the basket. Challenge inside Queta. And the 24 of 60 from the field. But this rookie from Baylor has been such a big part of Philadelphia's success this year.
And he started the season with a bang versus the Celtics, a 30-piece, and has played in so many meaningful games this year. His durability has been his best availability.
Played 75 games, third in rookie scoring as Tatum hits again. Tatum and Brown in this third quarter from the J&J team. Paul George. Embiid got it off the ground and one for Joel Embiid. Bounce. He averaged 13 free throws in
Philadelphia.
Peyton Pritchard, terrific first quarter. Checks in. Overdrives. Embiid's rebound, his 8th. Embiid waiting for it. George saw 3 it come his way. In the corner, kept alive by White. Pritchard goes to the corner. Tatum draws the D. Celtics reset. Vucevic the screen. George the switch. Tatum the air ball.
Because of their athleticism, see Brown and Tatum take it to the hole a little bit more.
60 shots. Maxey takes 3 and knocks it down. 60 shots for Boston tonight. Defense not getting those clean looks.
Back to the zone here.
Tatum, Maxey all over him. 6. Don't miss a playoff moment. The NBA app, tap to watch game. See game 2 coming up from Houston. Noah Eagle, Grant Hill, Ashley Shaw would be the first team in round 2. They try to sweep the Houston Rockets. Coming up next, Brown from behind, the knock away. George gets it back and scores. Double digit. He has 10. There is the story. The 2-point attempts compared to the 3-point attempts for Boston. A similar ratio as they did in game 3. That's who they are. It's what they do. As someone once said, Brown inside for a 2.
That's how you attack the zone from within. Nice job there by Brown, flashing into the middle.
It continues to be the Tatum and Brown quarter, all 19. Embiid knocks down the 3. Hit it at 33% in the 38 games he played in this regular season.
Look at that free throw line. So wide open here.
5 outs. Tatum, triple. Again! 22 Boston third quarter points. Stars were quiet in the first half. Noisy in the second.
You're not kidding.
Embiid thinking about another 3. Knocks down a 2. Pritchard over Embiid. Kept it alive. Maxey moved it. George shot it. A 3. On this end.
There's the double.
There's Pritchard. Again.
Nothing but butter. Nothing.
He's got 24. Embiid waiting for another triple.
You're right. All Philly's doing is trading buckets. They can't get any stops.
Because Boston took that timeout of the challenge. That was their mandatory timeout of the quarter. Long run of action here, uninterrupted by whistles.
That's not good for Joel.
Good call.
Offensive foul.
Good call. By quarter, Celtics outscored Philadelphia 39-36 in the third. The halftime score in Toronto with Cleveland today is Tatum hits a 8-36. We had more points in the third quarter of this one than they had in the first half of that eventual Toronto rally to win.
Scored all 39 points for the Celtics. Tatum 13, Brown 12, and Pritchard 14.
And Tatum started with the first points of this fourth quarter. Good find, Grimes. And back to Embiid, but they rule Boston at possession, so we play on. Tatum on the pitch. Queta, finally, somebody else, not named Pritchard, Brown, or Tatum, scores for Boston in this second half, and the Celtics hit 100.
By the way, Tatum 4 rebounds away from a triple-double, has 10 assists. What a shot block there by Queta.
Tatum leaning it off the contact. Triple
by Tatum. Has gotten his average in this series, 25.
Now a 20 or 30-point edge, as 24 is the point total for Tatum. Embiid goes at Queta. Embiid continuing to stay out there. A lot of minutes. He's approaching 30 minutes on this game. Only Maxey at 34 and Paul George 31 more minutes than Embiid. The lob towards Queta. Sloppy. Maxey with edge, come back the other way. That speed of Maxey to the basket.
Well, he knew Derek White wasn't on the floor here. Remember before on that breakaway, that was a chase down block.
Grabbing at his right hand is Maxey. It looks like he tried to get a foul there to get out. Walsh missed the 3. Queta on the rebound. Hauser. Maxey's got it. That right hand's not touching the ball. And Nick Nurse going to get a timeout.
The injury affects the most. It's plays like the one that you just detailed. His touch when he's around the rim. He likes to finish with finger rolls and stuff like that. And a lot of those plays are really uncomfortable.
Great stuff, Sora. Picking that up this morning at shoot-around. Taylor Shireman knocks down his second three-pointer. And the Boston lead back to 29. Maxey. Still got that. Fourth three-point hit of the night for Tyrese. He's got 19.
4 of the 9 threes for the Sixers coming from Tyrese. But the Sixers 9 of 24. The Celtics 19 of 42. Offensive foul again on Tatum. Lowered that.
See Peyton Pritchard out there. He's had a terrific night. He has 32 points. Embiid in the lane for 2 more. Taking Joel up to 24 on this night of his return. Pritchard with 2 more points will tie. 3 more points will set a Celtics record. As long as they've been keeping the books on such. He steps back for that record-making shot. Instead, it's Cato tries to get it. Celtic history on that, or any history for that matter. The Sunday action over on Peacock and NBC. It'll be Sunday morning and Sunday night baseball, capped off by the Texas Rangers and the Detroit Tigers at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Embiid dumps it inside. Edgecombe. See it go through the goal. Doesn't. Cato was there. Got it back. Embiid inside. Working. For 26 points.
That picked up a basketball very much over the last 2.5, 3 weeks. This looks pretty good.
And 32 minutes of this. Man, that's a lot more than I think we all thought.
I thought he was going to play anywhere from 20 to 25.
White will step back. That helps for Boston.
60 of the 112 coming from downtown.
Edgecombe guarding Tatum. Pritchard wide open. Tipped by Cato over to White. Looking for the call. Embiid back the other way to Grimes. 25 is the number as we approach the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. Celtics are going to close this out and try to close out the series in Game 5 up at the Garden in Boston on Tuesday. Back cut Pritchard, met by Edgecombe. Tatum.
Oh, man. This is just target failure.
They did hand out white and black towels in the arena. Embiid will load up. He'll miss a three. Tatum has 5 threes, 28 points. Pritchard 32. Brown 20. They have 80 of the Boston 115. Tatum stepping through.
Look, we've got the best.
7 of 8 in this second half. Embiid has gone to the bench. Philadelphia never got close to that flow we saw in Game 2 when Boston missed their threes. Grimes, the punt for Philly. Adem Bona, they were in earlier. Pritchard, Shireman, Walsh. White knocked down Pritchard, going for the rebound. Pritchard took the worst of that contact. His teammate hit him up by the eyes. Grimes, beg your pardon.
But if you would have told me that the Lakers have a chance to sweep Houston going into this series without Luka, without AR. Right.
8 on the clock. Pritchard working Bona inside. That's denied. 4.3 on NBCSN. And we've got Hawks Knicks Game 5 of a 2-all series at the Garden, Madison Square Garden, on Tuesday night. Brendan Watford has checked in for Philadelphia. Reggie Barlow back in. He was in earlier on tonight. The 3 is off the mark for Jabari Walker. As Sixers put the reserves in for the final 4 minutes of this one. Pitch, Hauser, 3. And the Celtics hit another one. That is 22 3-point makes in a playoff game for Boston. A playoff record. So this 3-point shooting era of the Celtics will have a mark in the books for years to come. Pritchard's trying to add a mark with the most points off the bench. He needs 2 more to tie. It'll be Walsh. On the back tap, back the other way. Of the Sixers. Watford inside. 4-2, 50-year player out of LSU. Had a triple-double earlier this year against the Raptors. Interesting, you look at that other series in the East. Paired up with this, it's 2-2. It'll go at least 6. It's the Knicks-Atlanta series. Shireman.
There's always a sense of urgency to wrap up series.
Yes.
When you get an opportunity.